This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you, Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Monday morning. I hope everyone, friend and foe, had a safe, prosperous, and enjoyable weekend. I had some of my enemies, apparently they listen to me all the time, and they said they wish my voice would go away, and I had to say, I think some of my friends wish my voice would go away, and I'm just about to that point, but I'm going to try to bear with it. You know, I don't give a damn, and I mean on both sides. I say what I want when I want until I can't say it any longer. I'm going to continue, so my enemies, hold your breath. Maybe you'll hold your breath a little bit too long, and you won't be around when I do stop talking, but I want to thank, as does the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition candidates, every place we go, people. And remember, we are not a political organization. We're a patriotic movement. We've got Democrats. We've got Republicans, black, white, men and women. We have people coming up to us saying, keep up the fight, because we're fighting for all of us. We're not fighting to get elected as much as we're fighting for the people that we want to represent. You know, I told you before, I'm not going to take a salary. I also told you that I got a D rating by the National Rifle Association. You wouldn't hear any other candidate talk about their bad points. I talk about my bad points all the time because I want people to know. I want people to know what they're getting in Bob Romanik. I had a proud, beautiful black couple today pull up to me at the convenience store. That's about an hour ago. She rolled down her window. They waved, her and her husband. A young black family, husband and wife, probably 30 years old. Said, Mr. Romanik. I said, no, it's Bob. Said, Bob, we're voting for you. I said, well, thank you. Says, who are you running against? Now, this was a black couple. I said, I'm running against a lady named LaToya Greenwood. And I told them, I want to let you two proud blacks know that she's a black lady. They said, well, thanks, Bob, but that doesn't make us any difference. And I says, I know it doesn't, but I wanted to be totally transparent. You didn't know who this lady was. I thought maybe because you were black, for whatever reason, you'd want to vote for her. They said, no, Bob Romanik, we're voting for you. And she said, thank you very much for being so candid and so honest. I don't want anybody to vote for me because I'm white. I don't want anybody to vote for LaToya Greenwood because she's black. I want you to vote for the person that you think is going to go to Springfield and fight for you, fight for your people. We don't want you to vote for Roger Cook because he's very qualified, an honest man, a decent man who did a good job as the mayor of Belleville and will do a better job as your St. Clair County board chairman. We don't want you to vote for him against Kern, who's a first-class idiot, a no-good lying son of a bitch. You watch some of his commercials. We want you voting for the person that you, after you researched all the facts, the person that you think is best qualified for the job. Now, I have to tell you, Mark Sweet Cakes Kern, he's been in there 12 years. And for your intelligent people, all you intelligent people out there, and this election's going crazy, people, from the presidency on up and down. I actually felt bad when I first started running. I said, hey, I know I'm a flawed individual. I know I'm far from being perfect. But hell, then I see the presidential candidates, and I'm starting to feel a little bit better about myself. I'm not all that bad. I'm not all that good either, but I'm not all that bad. But people, you have to understand, Mark Kern, and I've had people say, hey, Romanik, you're going to win. You're going to beat Mark Kern. I'm not running against Mark Kern. I feel bad because Roger Cook's a decent guy. He won't go as crazy as I am. He's a Christian, and he wants to keep it positive. But see, me, Bob Romanik, I don't want to keep it positive because there's nothing positive about the administration under Mark Sweet Cakes Kern, God Sprague, this democratic culture of corruption in St. Clair County. And I won't mention any names, but we've got union people that are backing us. We've got people at the courthouse that are backing us because they say, we don't say anymore. We don't need to say as candidates it's time for a change. That's an old cliche that goes on every election. The people are finally realizing that it is time for a change. It's the people, our bosses, that say it's time for a change. And we get people getting me in the corner. Bob, hey, I'm going to vote for you. Don't say anything to anybody. I work at the courthouse. I'm a union man. We support you because you support us. I support America, people, as does Roger Cook and the entire patriotic movement of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Now, you can listen to this, and here's what pisses me off. Kern thinks we're idiots. That pisses me off more than him being the county board chairman. He gets on TV on all these ads, and, you know, people, we're making, even if we lose this election, well, I will say, number one, if we lose this election, you lose. Because you know what you've got in the last 12 years under Mark Sweet Cakes Kern. You know what you've gotten for the last 40 years under the St. Clair County Democratic Culture of Corruption leadership, or lack of leadership for the last 30, 40 years. Down in Allerton yesterday, the Proud Blacks. Hey, Romanik, you crazy son of a bitch, you're right. We've got nothing. We've got nothing from the Democrats in St. Clair County for the last 20, 30 years, other than the old okey-fadoke. The promises, the promises, the promises. Then I go to the outer county, go to Lebanon. Great people in Lebanon. Thanks for your response in coming out to our meet and greet. People in Lebanon, black and white. We listen, Romanik, you're right. We've got nothing the last 12 years under Kern's administration. And one guy come up to me and he says, Romanik, I always research after you tell me something. I always research after you tell me something. And he says, I will tell you what, you haven't been wrong yet. It's not that I'm that intelligent, people. You guys send me information. I research it on my own. I'm not going to tell you 2 and 2 is 5. And then all you got to do is add it up and say it's 4. You won't believe me ever again. I always tell you, listen to what I have to say. Listen to what other people have to say. Don't believe what any of us have to say. Use that as a guide to research. But you'll find out after you listen to what I say and after you research it, you'll find out I'm 100% correct. This Kern gets on television, lies about the levy. This guy is so desperate, people. 12 years in office. And you've heard me before. Why would a man 12 years in office have to have 100, 200, 300, 400, probably up to $500,000 in an advertising campaign to have a $90,000 a year job? He's got a business, Belleville Mechanical Supply or whatever. His parents are rich, give him all the money he wanted. He's never worked an honest day in his life. How can he identify with me, poor white trash, with you hardworking people that have come up the hard way? Parents didn't have millions of dollars to give to you. But we made it. We've made it. Now, we all haven't made $1 zillion, but you don't need money to be happy. You just need to be successful. I don't give a damn if you're a sanitation engineer. If you do it the best you can, then you're a success. If you're a teacher, don't make a fortune. If you do the best you can, you're a success. And I like to say I'm a success. We're all successful people. We don't have to steal money. We don't have to steal the hardworking taxpayers' money like the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption has done for all these years. We have to understand. We have to realize this is America. It's a land of opportunity. And all we say is the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition is give us all the people, because everyone, whether you want to believe it or not, you're all members of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, because you all believe in fair and honest government. You all believe that we all should have the opportunity to be successful. Whether we take that opportunity or not, that's on us. So by virtue of that, every one of us, man, woman, black, white, Democrat, and Republicans, we're first and foremost members of the Freedom Coalition, because there's nobody out there that doesn't want to be free. Nobody. But you'll see Kern, he has spent all this money in Kern. I challenge you. I'll put up $100,000 of my money that I made, not my parents made, and give to me. And I have to say, I salute his parents, hardworking people. They sold the newspaper and made millions of dollars. And I salute them for that. But their son, all he does is take, Mark sweet cakes, Kern, take and take and take from his family. Go out on your own, Kern. Take the opportunity to this great country give us and get you a real job. This man's never had a real job, people. His daddy gave him the money to start his business. He's been an alderman. He's been the mayor. He's been the St. Clair County Board Chairman for the last 12 years. Doesn't that seem awful funny? Why a guy with all this money wants to be the St. Clair County Board Chairman. But I'll tell you why. Because he may be superior in money, but he's inferior. He's inferior in morality. This man has no morals. He has no morals. He's going to use all his family's hard-earned money to be the county board chairman so he can dictate, he can rule over St. Clair County. And I would think, people, after 12 years, does he need all those ads? After 12 years in office, I guarantee you, I'd spend less than $1,000 on ads if I'd been your county board chairman for the last 12 years. And I want to say this humbly, of course. I wouldn't have to come to you and ask for your vote. I wouldn't have to come to you and ask for your support. You'd be coming to me because I would have been out there in the community for 12 years. I would have done something for the people in 12 years. I would have given my own money to help the cause in the last 12 years. Mark Kern hasn't done any of the above. All Mark Kern does is sit in that ivory tower at the courthouse day in and day out. Him and Bob, I'd rather piss in my pants and piss in a urinal. Sprague, the leader of the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption. Those two guys have destroyed the great Democratic Party of St. Clair County. I've talked to Democrats all throughout this county. They understand what Sprague and Kern have done. All the ads in the world, Kern, can't make people turn and be for you. Democrats are against you, Kern. Republicans, put all the ads, put all the hit pieces you want out on Roger Cook and Bob Romanik. The people understand the way you rotten bastards in St. Clair County play the game. You guys are desperate this year. And all I would ask is all the good citizens of St. Clair County, all of you, black, white, men, women, Democrats, Republicans, independents, Catholics, Protestants, sit down one day, get a pen and a piece of paper, write down all the good things that the Democratic culture of corruption in St. Clair County, the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee have done for you and your family over the last 12, 15, 20, 30 years. Put the positive on one side. Put the negative on the other side. I guarantee you there'll be a whole lot more negative than positive. Now, I tell you, listen to what I say. Don't believe what I say. Take that little experiment, people. Take that little experiment. Put the positive on one side. What they've done, the positive, not just only for you. Don't be selfish. The positives that they've done for St. Clair County. And put all the negative on the other side, I'll tell you what, that negative will far, far outweigh the positive. And I'm just tired, people. I'm tired of having a government in St. Clair County, in the state of Illinois. They're trying to destroy us. You know Madigan? They've got a big article out on Madigan about the patronage jobs, about how long he's been in office. Madigan has been there, people, forever and ever. And he's not going to go away until we make him go away. Until we make him go away. You know, again, I got a D rating from the NRA. I didn't have to tell you that. That's close to an F. My opponent got a question mark. I think she tried to okey-dokie him. But I told them and everybody else, I don't know what the hell I'm going to vote for until the people in my district tell me what to vote for. But here's one thing, and I'm going to put this out because I want to be transparent. I want to be very, very transparent. I kind of lied to you because there's a few things I'm going to vote for or against without your approval. And if it pisses you off, don't vote for me afterwards. But I will never, ever, ever vote for a tax increase. So if you people out there, my constituents, put me in office and say, Bob, the vast majority of us want a tax increase, then don't vote me in because I will never, under any circumstance, vote for a tax increase. We pay too much in taxes year after year. I'll vote to cut spending. If we cut spending, people, if we take all these patronage jobs out of Springfield, we'll probably get money back at the end of the day. We're funding both political parties. There's enough shame to go around for the Democrats and the Republicans. So I tell you, I will never, ever vote for a tax increase. So if you want tax increases, don't vote for me. I will never take any salary or benefits. I'm fortunate enough, I don't need the money. I will not take a penny. I will not take the $120 a day per diem to drive up there to eat on $20 and put $100 in my pocket. That's greed, people, and I'm not greedy, and I'm not needy. And if I was needy, I still wouldn't be greedy. I will not take any salary, any benefits. My opponent, nice lady, I'm sure, works for the school district where her daddy's the president of the school board. She's making $80,000, $100,000 a year. She's on the city council in East St. Louis. Makes another $40,000, $50,000, so add it up, anywhere from $120,000 to $150,000 there. If she wins state representative, it'll be another $80,000, $100,000 with pension and benefits. That's $250,000. That's 3 tax-supported payers' jobs. The taxpayers are supporting her, will be supporting her with 3 jobs at the tune of about $250,000. Now, that's not need, greed, people. That's greed. And I'm not talking bad about her per se. But how the hell can you do that? She's going to keep her job with the school district, going to keep her job as a city councilwoman, and going to be a state representative? I tell you, I will not take a penny. Here's another thing that I will not do. I will introduce legislation to never, ever, 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 ever name a citizen's tax-supported building, road, bridge, or anything else that we, the people, have paid for. Never, never, never will there be another politician, a sleazy, greasy politician's name on a bridge, name on a building, including mine. Only a true hero of this great country, a citizen who has helped do something. Let's recognize us, people, not them, the enemy, both Democrats and Republicans. Let's recognize us, the people. Let's name these bridges, these buildings, these roads after our people. I tried to fight, and I did. I called Springfield. I put on the pressure, and it was me and other people. The Illinois finally said, hey, we're going to name it the Veterans Bridge on the Illinois side. Then they got together. It's the Stan Musial Veterans Bridge. Everybody calls it the Stan Span. I said that from day one. Stan Musial, great ball player. He wasn't any better an American than me and you and your family and my family and everybody else's family in this great country. Why wouldn't he call it the Freedom? I told him call it the Freedom Bridge. No, it had to be Stan Musial. I know I'm going to piss off some Stan Musial fans, but I don't care. I will never, ever vote. So if you people want a state legislator who's going to vote to put the name of some greasy, sleazy politician on a bridge that you paid for, on a building that you paid for, on a street or a road that you paid for, don't vote for me, because I'll fight it tooth and nail. I do not want any greasy, sleazy politician's name on anything that I support, anything that you people support. And last but not least, and you guys know I really don't give a damn, I'm going to tell you the truth. I will never, ever, 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 ever vote to let any transgender use a bathroom because they think they're of another sex. They will use the bathroom that the sex they were born with. Again, unless they go through the surgery and cut off their little diddly. And I'm being serious, people, so if you think I'm wrong, I want to be as transparent as I can ever be. I'll vote against that. I don't think it's right. I'm not the most religious guy in the world. I'm certainly not the most moral guy in the world. But that's wrong for our young children to have to be exposed to that. So if everybody wants transgender bathrooms, and every day you can decide which bathroom you want to go in and let your children go in and see your little female daughter go in and see some young stud in there. If that's what you want, don't vote for Bob Romanik, because I wouldn't put up with it. I'd go in there and bust some head. No good rotten bastards that try to try to shove this stuff down our throats. And these are the politicians, people. These are the people you need out of office, not in office. Trying to be transparent. Roger Cook will be with us momentarily. Carl Officer, I think, is coming in. These guys are transparent. They're the co-founders of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. You guys ought to be knocking their doors down. They're fighting this corruption. They don't want a job. It's a mission for us. It's like a mission. We're on a mission to destroy this culture of corruption in St. Clair County. And once it's destroyed, you people will live free. Everybody will be free. Everybody will start to prosper. Kern can say in all his ads what he's done. But once again, people, after 12 years, does he have to spend $500,000? If I say he would have done his job, he wouldn't have had to spend a penny. They'd be lined up voting for Kern. If he would have done his job, Roger Cook wouldn't be running. Because Roger Cook would have been for Mark Kern if Mark Kern would have done what he's supposed to do. But Roger Cook and all of us know Mark Kern is a complete failure. This son of a bitch has give his family and friends jobs. You all know Herbie the Hemorrhoid Simmons, $130,000 a year, GED. He's not qualified to be 911. Frank Big Head Bergman destroyed Cahokia. Now he's Human Resource Director. You guys understand what's going on. I don't have to explain that to you. It's time we sit down, people. If these guys win in November, if the St. Clair County Democratic Culture of Corruption wins in November, the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition will no longer exist, because we fought all we can fight. If we can't pull everyone together, men, women, black, white, Democrats, and Republicans, to understand, then it's all for naught. Then these guys will go on and on and on, year after year, decade after decade. Maybe we won't suffer as much, but our children, our grandchildren will. Let's take a stand, people. This is not a political party. The St. Clair County Freedom Coalition is a movement. And I say, after you put the candidates for the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition in office and they don't do their job, I promise you, I'll be the first one to go after them. And if I don't do my job, you won't have to worry about not voting for me next time. I'll resign. I don't want this job for money. I don't want this job for glory. I want this job so I can do something. I can leave something to this great country that's been awful, awful nice to me and awful, awful nice to you. Not a perfect country like me. It's not a perfect country, but it's a country that we love. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ, 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ, 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ, 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ, 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. You know, we're talking about party politics. I think the strong political organizations, I think they're losing their umph. You know that? I think these strong political organizations are becoming a thing of the past. People, all people, we're actually understanding the message. Vote the person, not the party. People are voting the best person, not the party. They want the best qualified candidate, not the candidate whose only qualifications may be that they're endorsed by a political party, either the Democrats or the Republican. Again, there's enough shame in this political game to go around. You know, it's been in existence forever. Vote straight this, vote straight that. I think us, the proud people of this great United States of America, I think we've woken up. I think they've woken up the big bear. That's all of us. Or should I say the big eagle, the symbol of our great country. We're tired of voting party politics. We're going to vote the person who is best qualified to lead us into all these next generations for our children and grandchildren. Let's don't live in the past, people. They say party politics has always been around. And let me tell you, cancer's always been around too. But don't we want to get rid of cancer? Hell yes, we do. And we want to get rid of these asswipe political organizations. Let's put people in these positions, people with feelings, with morals, not these political parties who are nothing but corrupt organizations. We've got a special guest on the line. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hi, this is Mayor Ann Rogers. How are you doing, Mayor? How are you doing, Bob?
Hey, Mayor of Washington Park. And Angie Rogers, not only a beautiful lady outside, but a beautiful lady inside. Mayor, what's going on in the great village of Washington Park that you've helped? And I have to say, I'm the ex-chief out there. I thought it was going down, and it was. And you and your administration has stopped that from going down, and I think you're back on the way up, Mayor Rogers.
Thank you so much. I wanted to actually announce our citywide cleanup that we have slated for Saturday, October 8th. We will actually meet up at Trinity Outreach Center on Saturday at 9 o'clock a.m. We will be cleaning up in the village of Washington Park from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have several, through the partnership of Serve St. Louis and Good Samaritan, we have several churches that will be coming out, along with sororities and fraternities as well. It's going to be a great event.
Mayor Rogers, I'll tell you what, that's going to be this Saturday. I'm going to be
October 8th. Yes.
October the 8th. There's going to be 2 or 3 events that I and Roger Cook are going to, but I'm going to drop off $200 or $300 for the cause. Will you please take that money out of memory of my son and get some food and refreshments for those good people that are out there going to try to help my town also of Washington Park? Would you do that for me?
I will, and thank you. Thank you for the memory of your son, and again, sorry for the loss, Bob. But yes, we're going to be doing great things on Saturday, October 8th, once again from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and this is what it's going to be village-wide. And once again, I thank you. Please, volunteers, come on out and serve the village of Washington Park.
Mayor Rogers, thank you very much. A great leader for a great community. I wish I could make it out there. I'd challenge everybody that used to live in Washington Park, and there's a lot of us. Why don't you go out there on Saturday, join Mayor Rogers, let's clean up. We no longer live there, but our hearts are still there in Washington Park. Our hearts are still in East St. Louis. And I would say that, and one last thing on my candidacy, if I'm elected state representative, I promise everyone that I will fight tooth and nail I will fight tooth and nail. I'll give all I have to help develop that riverfront in East St. Louis. I know the people in the outer district of mine will say, well, it doesn't concern us. Yes, it does. It concerns you and affects you because we want to go back to East St. Louis. We want nice restaurants. We want nice venues. We want stores to go back to. That's our town. It's not a black town. It's not a white town. It's our all-American town like it once was. Let's put it back. Let's unite with the proud blacks below the hill and make East St. Louis great, great again. I want to say, and I apologize, yesterday, I believe it was a belated birthday wish to a true public servant from Freeburg, our good friend and all around just a great guy, Frank Heiligenstein. Everyone, especially your lovely bride and Mary and Rich Dombacher, we all want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. A belated happy birthday, Frank, but hope you have many, many more great birthdays because you're a great guy. You've helped out the people in the Freeburg area. So, Frank, thanks for everything you do for the great people in the Freeburg area. And we hope that you have many, many more happy birthdays. Also, I want to put a shout out to all of our proud, heroic veterans who work out over Jefferson Barracks. We love all you guys. They're over Jefferson Barracks. They listen. They're supportive. And I want to say a special thank you to Petty Officer McWarder out of Collinsville and Petty Officer Conrad out of Fairview Heights. They're Navy recruiters for the great job they're doing, for all the help they've been giving us. And as you guys know, hey, I love you guys for what you do. You give me and everyone else the opportunity to live free. So all of you proud vets, whether you're working out at Jefferson Barracks or you're laying in a bed for an injury that you got overseas, we think about you. We love you. Anything we as a radio station could ever do for you guys, let us know. And I want to remind people, every Saturday at noon, for 1 whole hour, we don't have any advertisement. We won't take any advertisement. We do the Spirit of America Hour. We've been doing it for 7 years. All patriotic music, honoring all of our heroes, fallen and otherwise. Everybody that's been in that uniform is our hero. And we do it on 1190 KQQZ Sunday at 11 a.m. A complete hour of military music, not disrupted by advertising, by any commercials. It's all about our brave military heroes. So again, thank you guys very, very much. Let's take care of our housekeeping real quick. Roger Cook just stopped by. He just got back from Washington, D.C., and we're going to find out what the hell happened with him. The Fall Festival. Again, our good friends, our great friends in Freeburg. Their Fall Festival, their chili cook-off, sponsored by the Freeburg Chamber of Commerce, coming up this Saturday, October the 8th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And it's still not too late to get involved, people. All you have to do is contact our good friend, Trustee Matt Trout, at 410-8077. I will pay for all the entry fees for any first responders, police departments, fire departments. I will pay for the ingredients. We'd like to have you guys come out there so we can salute and honor all of our brave first responders. We'll be in Freeburg this Saturday, their great chili cook-off. We've got a lot of things going with the O'Fallon Moose. I'm trying to get this information together. O'Fallon, the American Legion in O'Fallon, every Friday they have their fish and chicken dinner from 4 to 7:30 p.m. They're having a dart meat shoot Saturday, October the 15th at the O'Fallon American Legion, located at 109 North Penn Street in O'Fallon, Illinois. And also in O'Fallon, the O'Fallon Loyal Order of the Moose, Lodge 2608. Ed Morris Fall Invitational Putt-Putt Pub Crawl will be held this Saturday, October the 8th, starting at 12 noon. They really don't have a telephone number down here. Guys, when you send me something, always give me a telephone number so you guys can be reached. But anybody that'd like to get involved in the Putt-Putt Pub Crawl, you can contact the good people at the O'Fallon Loyal Order of the Moose Lodge, 2608 in O'Fallon, Illinois. St. Wenceslaus Parish, located at 3014 Oregon Avenue in South St. Louis, having their upcoming barbecue this Saturday, October the 8th. They're having their annual tailgate sale that day. I want to thank Harry Bardo and all the good people over St. Wenceslaus. I finally, after 4 years, know how to pronounce that. Great people over there. And the first Saturday next month from 12 to 9 p.m., they will have their biggest fundraiser and annual fall festival. So, Harry, send us some more information. We'll be more than happy to put it out. The Ain't Shriners of Southern Illinois, great group of guys. Take care of our children, our vets and our Shriners. Can't love them anymore. Tamarack Golf Course, their 2016 golf tournament coming up October the 9th. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact Cleet at 558-4545 for more information. The Dupo Volunteer Fire Department having their Kelly Miller Circus on October the 9th at the grounds of the Apostolic Worship Center in Dupo, Illinois. Any questions or concerns, like to get involved, you can contact our good friend Randy Boyle at 618-781-7364. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. Go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling, for the best of all three of our great stations. You can listen to my repeat performance every day, Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock p.m. And now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night at the stroke of midnight. Please like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or KZQZ 1430 AM. You can go to my personal Facebook page, and it's a little raunchy, little rammy. Fans of the Grim Reaper or Bob Romanik for State Representative. And as always, do not forget and go to the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition on Facebook for all the information about what's going on politically in St. Clair County. And also, the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition headquarters is open at 6000 West Main in Belleville. Come by. You can talk to the candidates, get something to drink, something to eat. You can get some signs, get some literature. We're out to win this election, not for the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, but for the good people of St. Clair County. With me, our good friend, Roger Cook. Roger Cook is the co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, and I want to salute him and Carl Officer for standing up and starting that organization. But he's also our candidate, the people's candidate for St. Clair County Board Chairman. And Roger, they tell me that you took some of your time from campaigning, which I think is very admirable, to go to Washington to talk about some of the problems we're having with the airport and other situations in St. Clair County. Was it a productive trip?
It was absolutely a fabulous trip, Bob. As you know, and let me start by thanking you on behalf of the people of St. Clair County. Without you and without the voice that you give me and Carl and other people that come in here, we wouldn't be in the position to bring government back to the people. And it's the voice that you give us on the radio to be transparent and reach out to the people. So I thank you for everybody in St. Clair County, because this is possible because of the voice of this radio station. As you know, back in 1993, the Department of Justice stopped in my office unannounced and told me that they're going to bankrupt the city of Belleville because of racial discrimination against African Americans and white females. I was shocked, but make a long story short, a month later, I flew to Washington, D.C. without an appointment, and I met with Carol Mosley Brown, our senator, Paul Simon, our senator. I met with Jerry Costello, then met with Jerry Costello in the White House, where we talked to Attorney General Reno, and I also met President Bill Clinton. Government works if you have people elected that go and represent what's best for we the people. I know how to make contacts in Washington, D.C. I have them. I made contacts, went up there, and shared some of the issues facing St. Clair County. And incredibly, it's amazing how much they knew, Bob. It was especially about...
Well, they're watching.
Mid-America Airport, I shared with them the Fleecing of America videos, how we've lost money since 1997, millions and millions of dollars. I asked a simple question: could we improve our national security if Scott Air Force Base had control of that airport? Is this something that could be done? Of course, we're honest. They said politically right now, you can't do anything. What you're wise to do is set up meetings, have them ready to go once you're elected on November 8th, and you can start the process rolling right off the bat. Yeah. And that's what my goal was going up there. We also talked about the Metro East Levy District, where the county passed on the $42 or $52 million to improve the levee down there because Mark Kern and Alan Dunstan, the chairman of Madison County, would not enter into an intergovernmental agreement that put the Army Corps of Engineers to be the overseer of the project and involved in the bidding process. So the people that are paying money to the Metro East Levee District, now they got to come up with that 42 or 52 just because they wanted to keep control here in St. Clair County of how they use that money.
You know, Roger, and I'm glad you brought that point up. I see these very, very bad ads with Mark Sweetcakes Kern, and I want to tell the rest of the Democratic organization up there in Belleville, Mark Kern's not concerned about anybody but Mark Kern. You can see that in the $400,000 or $500,000 worth of ads. But this man sits there and slaps us all in the face and said he saved 50,000 jobs because of the levee district. The Mid-America Airport is doing good. Mark Sweetcakes Kern, do you think we're complete idiots? But Roger, these ads, I think they're counterproductive because I think all it's doing is reminding the people what a bad job he's done. If I would have been Kern, well, number one, if I'd have been Kern, I would have done my job. But if I hadn't done it in 12 years, I wouldn't have ran. But if I was going to run, I'd just been low-key. Mark Kern is slapping us all in the face with the lies, all the lies that he's putting out in these advertising.
I haven't seen any of the advertising, but the one that sticks out in my mind that somebody told me about is that he saved 50,000 jobs. Well, you know what he's talking about? He's talking about by not taking the $42 or $52 million from the federal government out of the President Obama's budget, that it was a grant to help improve and take care of the levees. By not taking that, he saved 50,000 jobs. Yeah. How in the heck is that possible? Yeah. Just like when he said the other day on the radio when we were out at Mid-America Airport, he simply said that the airport hasn't cost the taxpayers anything. Who has lost all the millions in dollars? Did he pay for it? No, we, the taxpayers. We are getting taxed out of St. Clair County. I get calls when I knock on doors. That's the number one concern. We are the highest taxed county in the state of Illinois.
Yeah, well, Roger, and we're going to continue to be that. Stand by, Roger. We've got some callers. Let's take a few. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hi, I understand Carl's there, so I just want to say hi, Bob. Hi, Carl. And hey, Raj. I just want to tell all you people in St. Clair County that I have known these two fine gentlemen, Roger since he was a little boy, Carl since he was a young man, through political and social connections. Say hi to Kenitha for me, Raj. And you couldn't find more qualified, more people with more integrity. Forget what we did when we were young. Roger's exempt from that statement, by the way. I think you've been a Boy Scout all of your life, Roger, and I couldn't be more proud to say that I knew you when you were a kid and watched you come up through the ranks. And I feel completely confident, and I am a political animal. And I don't kiss anybody's butt. I've been a Democrat all my life. I'm not endorsing Democrats. I'm endorsing the two people, not the party, that I have known for many, many years and who my father respected Carl so much, and I respect my father's opinion and political acumen, that I feel like I'm not going to take my hands off the wheel, but if I wanted to and coast for a while, if you guys were in charge, we would be so blessed to have these gentlemen. And what I've come to know of Bob Romanik over the last couple of years, wow, what a breath of fresh air St. Clair County could have. And if Carl's there, I just want to say, Carl, write down this name, because this will make Rick Stone and John Barasivic and a couple of other people shaking their boots. I got Lisa Madigan involved in this a few years ago with repeated Freedom of Information Acts. Douglas Delker, August 9th, 1989. Carl, if you get elected, let's go through some old files. I think we can make a whole lot of people's lives in St. Clair County far more comfortable if we make it very clear, maybe even get a few people arrested, who the real rotten criminal bastards, as Bob would say, in this town are.
Thank you very much for the call. We'll leave you on that note. Thank you. We've got some more callers, but we're not going to be able to take them. We don't have time. But, Roger, this trip to Washington, D.C., you talked to me about it yesterday, a little bit of confidence, some things we can't talk about on the air, but it opened my eyes, and I think once you're elected, you're going to open the eyes of a lot of people in St. Clair County, and I wonder, and I know why they're fighting so hard to beat you, because once you get in that county office, once you open up those real books, once you expose these guys, there may be a lot of people visiting Rod Blagojevich in jail, don't you think?
That'd be Blagojevich.
Well, whatever, bitch, but go ahead.
Let me just say this, Bob. There's unbelievable information that we're not going to have time to talk about today. And the people that I spoke with, I've talked to career people that say how political things are today in government and up on the federal level. But they told me that there's amazing things that can happen. And what you need to be, you're doing the right thing right now. You're setting the stage. Day one, when I'm elected, I have these contacts up there. We'll be ready to go, and we'll be able to represent the people, the best interests of the people of St. Clair County. And one person said, and he's got some incredible background. He said that there's things going on up in Washington, D.C., and down in St. Clair County that people are following very, very closely. And you're going to be able to have access to things that you may not have. I think you have the ability to do now because of the politics and everything. But you come up here and share this story, share this stuff, and you can improve life down in St. Clair County for the people on these issues. Some things I can't share, as you well know.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll be ready day one, and we'll be addressing the Metro East Levee District. We'll be addressing Mid-America Airport, of course. And then the NGA thing, one person said up there, there's a big issue with the NGA. It's they got contamination in the ground. We all know that. But a new one that they told me up there, that there's Native American artifacts up there, and they're going to have to, by federal law, go through, and it's going to take forever, and it's going to be expensive, and that's going to be a negative.
Okay. Mr. Roger Cook, co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition and your candidate for St. Clair County Board Chairman. I want to say hello, and I want to thank Justin West. He listens all the way up in Peoria. Thanks for all the information. And also Bill Hanner, thank you guys. And thank everybody that sends me all these emails. I'm not that intelligent, but you guys make me appear to be intelligent. We appreciate all the emails, all the facts, all the underbelly of politics that we're getting. And just remember, people, we can make a difference. Don't let them tell you. Don't let them tell you your vote's not going to count this time. The St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption has never, ever been this afraid in an election. 50 years, people, we can make history. And if we don't do the job, I've told you 1,000 times, throw us out after 4 years, not 40 years. These Democratic vultures that take every piece of meat off our bones, they can't do anything for us. They haven't done anything for us, and they're not going to do anything for us if they get another 4 years. You people know that. Let's not vote the party anymore. Let's vote the person. Let's vote the person that's going to fight for you. I'll fight for you in Springfield. Roger Carl, the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, will fight for you, the people. Not you Democrats, not you Republicans, but you Americans. Let's understand that. I cannot be more serious, people, and you know I'm a crazy, ignorant son of a bitch. But I can't be any more serious when I say our country's going down. We're going to have to prop it back up. We're going to have to make it great again. We're not dead yet. We can always resurrect this great country, this great feeling of unity. We got to work together. Don't let them divide and conquer. They've done that year after year. Both political parties. Again, there's enough shame in the game for the Democrats and the Republicans. Let's unite as people, not political parties. Let's vote the person that's best qualified. Let's get back on the right track. We're not terminally ill yet, people, but we will be. If we continue the route we're going, there'll be no turning back. This country will never regain its greatness. We can make it great. I don't give a damn about Trump or Hillary Clinton. We have to start from the local level, and the local level is county politics. Think about it. Research what I say, people. Think about your friends. Think about your family. Think about future generations. We can't survive like this. Let's make a drastic change. Let's throw out the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee culture of corruption once and for all. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like any candidate. But you have to give somebody else the opportunity to show what they can do. After 40 years, they can put all the ads they want on TV, all the ads in the newspaper. They can lie and put the hit pieces out on me, Roger Cook, every one of us. But you guys know what they've done, and even more so important, what they haven't done all these years in St. Clair County. And we're intelligent people. We can make a difference. We the people, we the proud Americans can make a difference. Don't let these ass-wipe, no-count, good-for-nothing, political, parasitical punks, perverted punks that we call politicians, on both sides of the aisle, people. I'm not giving all the crap to the Democrats. There's enough for the Republicans. I got enough crap in me to shower all of them with that gift. So understand, people. We can get crazy on the radio. We can get crazy out on the streets. But what we have to do is understand the direction we're going. And if it's not a good direction, maybe you don't want to take the back roads. Maybe it takes a little bit longer. Maybe it's a little less convenient. But when the main road, the bridge is out, you have no other alternative but to go another direction. And I think here in St. Clair County, here in the state of Illinois, we have no other alternative but to take another direction, because the direction we're going, we're going to drive right into that bridge that has collapsed, and will as a people will collapse right along with it. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriots. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Everybody have a safe day. Let's think about this political process, people. Let's all get involved. People died to give us the right to live free, and we can only live free if we have a government that lets us live free. So let's continue to worry about this election. Let's study this election. Let's research this election. And let's do the best thing we can do for every one of our brave military heroes that have died fighting for our freedoms. Let's honor them. And the best way to honor them is coming out to vote, and vote the person that you think is going to make this country great. The person is going to help make this country great. After our brave military heroes, some gave all, and all gave some to give us that opportunity. Let's don't let them die in vain. So let's continue to unite, to expose these no-count son of a bitches, because that's what they are, these low-life, bottom-feeding, cockroach-sucking son of a bitches. Let's unite to destroy these bastards once and for all. Do you understand me? Destroy them before they destroy us. Destroy them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.